I think the most addictive thing is a salary.
Yeah. Cause you get real complacent. It's paying the bills. I'm good. Then you lose your goal is just to be here for a small amount of time.
And you look up and 10 years later,
I'm like, where's that's why I was trying to tell my niece. Because she's 21. And I was like, you're almost over. The summertime.
That's the one you want me to help.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it'll be fall, then it'll be winter, then it'll be 2022.
and only thing you looking at them checks and checks.
Yeah. So you stray away from just dreaming your past. Because when I was on the road, I was lucky. I didn't care about going to work. I just wanted to take pictures because I was doing something I loved. I was meeting artists. I was able to plug my friends in with all these. I can go on my phone right now. What you need, a DJ, an A&R? I got all these connections while I was on the road. But when I started working, when I need to pay car payment, car insurance, more rent,
right, student loan,
whatever. Yeah, I had to go to work. And then it started getting complacent. I started getting up, on work at 5:30 in the morning.
So one time it sounded like you was free.
Yeah, I was free. I was loved.
And
but now I'm just like, oh, I gotta deal with these people.
What happened that you ended up going back to corporate America?
Well, my mentor, he found another lane. So everybody just went their different way.
And he was the person that was kind of feeding business.
Yeah, he was the one that was traveling. He's the main guy.
Okay.
So let me tell you, well, I don't want to go to the whole story, but it was a lot of good things, but a lot of bad things I heard.
Okay.
I try to stay away from the bad. He's taking a lot of money from a lot of artists. So, you give to God associated.
Right. So you associated with him.
I had to veer away from
Okay.
all of it.
And which in turn you went back to corporate America. Because at one time that was your income. So
right.
When that dissipated, you had to find another income.
Right.
Oh, wow. So you experienced the free life.
Yeah. I was around, I met all the celebrities, all the athletes, get in the club for free, nice hotels, just traveling the whole Southeast. But then it just like that, it just had to go back to corporate America.
So I told you. What would you do to be free again?
I have to take a leap of faith.
Wow. All right, preach my message. Wow.
So I have to just because I have a friend, she's a caterer, and she was working corporate America. She was doing calls and sales for Ralph Polo. Great cook, excellent, good with her hands, just like her mother that passed away. So she took a leap of faith. Like, I don't want to work for anybody. I want to work for myself, my own boss. So she took a leap of faith. Now she's one of the biggest caterers in Winston-Salem.
Really?
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Right.
So you got the camera in your hand. She say you a bad boy.
I'm all right. I'm deep.
You get the ability? Well, yeah, definitely great ability. So here the key is, I mean, obviously, you have the talent to do the work. The key is developing the skill set to get clients who trust and believe in you.
Right.
And so, even before you take that leap of faith, what is still creating the steps so that you have the skill set so you can succeed. And so, what are you doing to do that? I mean, obviously you're getting, regular everyday clients, but not the clients, who had the, real dollars from before. Right. So what do you have to do to build that skill set up to give you confidence to take that leap?
Right.
Man, that's a good word.
You know your number? What's your B free number?
What's that?
Your B free number, I made it up. But your B free number is that number. What's that number? That net income I need to make in order to be sunshine, in order to be free. In order for me to go back into free. What is it?
60 or 70.
Well, it can't be one or the other. What are you making now? What are you netting now, not gross?
That's a good question. I don't even look at stuff like
that. We gotta know your number.
Yeah, we know.
You gotta know where you're going.
That's your target. You know what I'm saying? That's right now you don't have a target.
But had you had structure and had you been able to have the skill set to run your own business, you had the talent, you had everything there. the thing is, you weren't incubated into your own business. You were leaning on this gentleman. So even if you guys had a split, and so that's where I like to focus and where I want someone like yourself to focus is you gotta be your own be free agent.
I need the information.
Yeah.
Information is more important.
I definitely agree.
Yeah, so what you just said, I need to get that information.
But not only that, he has
Supply information.
he's an influencer too. And I noticed that when I talk to him, he doesn't see the full scope of him walking into his full call. It's not just him. Him taking his leap of faith is gonna pull so many
Other
others.
people with it.
Right. And he'll talk and I'll say something to him and he'll say, "Oh my God, look at this." And it could be an exact conversation that somebody has mentioned to him, but he's the catalyst. You know, a lot of times people are waiting on somebody else to help set them free. And that sounds crazy, but they're waiting on a Robert to move into walk into what he's supposed to do, and then they're gonna follow. Because the same thing happened with what you said with the caterer, but she wasn't your influence yet. She's not your catalyst. I hope I am. I hope George is. I hope Mr. Dudley is. I hope Dr. Sheeta is. But you know, at some point you have to decide this is it. You gotta wholeheartedly decide. And I told somebody yesterday, you gotta want it so bad that you'll make your own sacrifice. You're not waiting on people to say, "Oh, you think we can do this? What do you want?" And I'm not talking about bad as in demonic and you'll do anything kind of deep, that spiritual craziness. I'm saying at some point in your life, you have to want that thing, to master that thing bad enough to the exclusion of everything else. Because you gotta be master of that and not jack of all trades, right? So you gotta get back to that camera.
I didn't mean to just
Stop.
sit here and
You gotta get back to that camera.
It's like, you're like, man, I just want to take pictures. But, yeah, so,
Well, this is our conversation for the day.
Yeah.
right.
That's what we
Our
do.
challenge is to help people choose to be free.
That's it.
And get them to be able to focus on what it is they're doing. Like, for example, what type of, what are you doing now to promote your business? What kind of portfolio do you have online? And that is being, directed and targeted to people.
Well, I'm working on my website. I had to revamp everything because the website I had before, me and the creator got into it. It was just bad business. So I didn't want to.
What is it on? Wix, WordPress, what is it on?
It was all, I couldn't even tell it.
But you
But
say you have 6 years.
yeah, that was,
Right, so you haven't set up the website since?
yeah. I just right now I use Instagram, I use Facebook,
Word of mouth.
and word of mouth.
Right.
But if I hired you, was phone number, it's like,
Yeah, just call my number, call, like, you can just, it's just hearsay. Somebody was like, I gotta do this talk. It's
That's
just like
right.
you said, word of mouth. It's
So-
just
That's what happened
travel.
to me.
So we're in the Greensboro, North Carolina area. Tell people how to find your business.
You go to Robert Stinson on Facebook.
Pull your mask down a little bit. Let us hear what you're saying.
I'm not a talker. Yeah, I ain't gonna get.
Okay, it's all right. It's all right. Robert Stinson.
Yeah, he got me at Facebook and Mr. Stinson 25 and IG. Yeah.
All right. So all you guys in the Greensboro area, we have
Say High Point.
Winston-Salem High Point.
All over.
He'll come to you, North Carolina. This is the fire tour, day 2.
now, you do photos, you do video?
I do that. I do film.
Mr. Howard interrupted my commentary.
But it's real TV.
But he
Right, so
started
you're not
something.
an editor.
Yeah, I can edit.
He
But
can,
it's real
yeah.
TV.
Okay, so that's not what you want.
Yeah, it's
All
not.
right, so we can work on
Yeah.
But
But I can do it though.
it. But you get
Just one
I mean, here's the thing, it's right. How do you build yourself into a team? So, so part of, what I teach philosophy is that if you want to concentrate
that we can use him for, that he's gonna get, because that's what he loves
But
to
that's
do.
what, but you see a vision because it's your team. But the key is, how can we create his vision that he wants and make that fire come alive inside?
I can
Because
tell
the
you.
fire is not
And
quite
that-
there.
and that's what
The
he's talking
fire,
about.
the fire is not there.
I can tell
The fire's
you,
gotta be there.
Yeah.
he has no vision. I don't mean to be rude,
Yeah,
but
because you got opportunity.
if the vision is what's gonna actually spark the fire. If you can see yourself free again, if you can see yourself, I think you got caught up in that complacency with what. And that, like, when I asked you what's your B3 number, right? You like, to today, right now you can't say it. I mean, for me, if you had lined out and say, hey, listen, in order for me to go back to my first love, I would need $5,000, net a month. I need to bring home $5,000 a month. This is what I need. And I'm gonna have my website done by this date. I'm gonna actually start booking my portfolios. I work full time on my living. I'm about to work part time on my future, right? And so while you are working your 9-to-5 job, which is I'm gonna start building my portfolio. I want to get my website done. I'm gonna do the things it takes me to do. What you're doing is you're painting a picture. Once you paint that picture, it now gives you hope. And that hope now, faith is the substance of what things hope for, the evidence of things unseen. That hope is that fuel. That hope is that desire. That hope is that passion. But right now, you don't have a vision for it. I think right now it's more like, oh, okay, I'm moving into this. I'll make money over here. I'll do this.
Right.
So when you can see yourself free again, you know what it looks like. You know what it feels like. You can see it again. I promise to produce that passion vision for you. But right now, you don't have a plan. You don't have a vision. You don't have a hope. You don't have anything. And if you start painting the picture, just putting together step by step, and you start seeing it, oh man, things gonna come to life for you. But I need you to start believing it.
So, yeah, that's to Joe's observation. You and I talked a month ago, and so he knew about me free. He knew what I said I'm going to help him do. To your observation, right? So he knew I'm here. I'm ready. I've just been waiting on him. So what you're saying, he knows. I know. I just said it. I just put it out there, and so the vision I saw for him is what he told me. But like you say, until he decides to execute it, I saw it. But until he decides to execute it, and it's not going to come to pass. But that's the whole thing. You know when people are ready to move, because he's not like, oh, let me join today. You know what I'm saying? Let me get on this today. If I'm telling you, hey, listen, I'm helping you take it to the next level, but we don't talk, we don't hear from you, and I got to call.
Oh, that's the function of decision.
Not ready.
They haven't made a decision.
Right.
Because it's got to become a burning desire within your soul.
That's what I said.
This
You
is what I
gotta want
absolutely
this.
want.
You
And
gotta
I'm
want it.
willing to pay the price for success. And so many of us aren't prepared to do that because, we're, especially in the last 30 years, a lot of people, young people included, they're used to being on the receiving end, be it from their parents or and they feel entitled. Not knowing entitled, but they're just used to things being handed to them, as opposed to what are the prices you have to pay? What kind of success you're looking for? How much effort you're going to put and sacrifice into it in order to do it? That's the achievement, is all those things, struggling, figuring out. That's what builds character. And the character is what you bring into the world. And if your character is not strong, you're willing to be, blown by the wind, wherever the wind will take you. And so that's where our desire must come from, our hunger for wanting something better for ourselves and for our families, and realizing that we have control in our hands. We have control in our hands. It's just whether we choose to see it or not. And it's all about us taking control when we make a decision that is not on other people to make it happen for me. Okay, I have the ability to do it and make it for myself. And I will bring other people along with me and help and support and create that vision. I love it.
Yeah. Wealth is
That was dope.
wealth is work. It's not simple. I think we're in that entitlement phase.
Wealth is work. That's a t-shirt.
Wealth is work. Don't
It's a
take my
t-shirt.
t-shirt, Julie. Take my t-shirt. I have pointed.
That's a t-shirt. Yeah.
We both can do it.
Hey.
Yeah.
We both can get it, right? T-shirt, you got the right?
We actually were just discussing it on the way over here that people sometimes have a misconception even about investing. They think you invest and you just leave the money there and something happens to it. We were literally discussing the fact that when you invest, there's still work that has to be done. Whether it's the stock market, whatever it is, it's real estate, whatever you invest in, there's still some level of work that has to be done. So wealth is work. And what you just said was amazing because it's absolutely our responsibility to make it happen.
Right. We got to.
I had a mentorship on, what was that, Monday last week. And it didn't end too well. Because, okay, so we had I was teaching and I said, can we just talk for a minute? I don't want to teach. Can we just talk? And I did the same thing at my 6 o'clock, but it wasn't my mentor. These are my students.
Mhm.
But these are people who pay me to be their mentor.
Okay.
So they're a different level. So I expect more from them.
Right.
And so I was asking, what do you guys think about the infrastructure? Because ultimately it's going to affect your investments. You're an investor, right?
Mhm.
They didn't know anything about the infrastructure plan.
Right. They hadn't read about it.
They hadn't heard, didn't know. So I said, okay, well,
What age?
these are adults. These are adults. These are 40 and up.
Wow.
So then right? So you feel me, right? So then I said, well, what do you guys think about liquidity right now in the market? Value of stuff.
Well, they don't.
But as an investor, you gotta know this kind of stuff because now I'm looking at it from an investor point of view. I'm saying that if there's too much money in the market, what's supporting the market? And then we're in housing. And so if the inventory is really low in housing, well, what goes up when inventory is low and demand is up? What happens to price? Price goes up. So it's just buyer's market and seller's market. So now I know if I need to be buying or selling, what's going to happen. I know what kind of real estate cycle I'm in, what trend I'm in. Do I buy now? Do I sell now? If I'm not going to buy right now, if I want to sell, then what it's going to take and how long will I hold on to it before I start buying again? Because now I got to, the market's going to fall, it's going to hold back up. Like these are the kind of things that you have to know in order to be an investor. And nobody knew I had a clue. I'm like, and so I just told myself, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. Like you're not investors. You guys can't put money, but you're not investors. You guys need to be ashamed. Like this is shameful. Like don't ever come back here. Not like I mean that.
Right. I mean, I assume you should be reading the listen section every day.
Every day.
Just to
I
learn.
open my phone. Look, these are my apps that I have on my phone. These are all my news sections. You ain't even gotta read them. They'll come across your phone and you can pick the button and say, there wasn't but it was disheartening. But it goes
people in the room.
12 out of 12, 2 knew.
Okay, and what were their backgrounds?
One was the economist.
Okay.
She had a master's in economy, and the other one, it was Barika and Jerry. Jerry is just
you had three.
Sandrika. Sandrika works for corporate America. She's actually an attorney. And then the third one was Jerry. Jerry is a really, really serious studier. That's just who he is. I don't think there's like any topics you're gonna bring up that he can't have a conversation about. He's a reader, avid reader, studier. But the other one, man, they had no clue. And for me as a mentor, it was embarrassing.
Because you're saying they're all professionals.
Yes.
And they're not up with the news.
Yeah, these are people who pay me very good money to be the mentor. Like, I'm not cheap. And I'm like, y'all throwing y'all money away.
Wow.
Like for real. I mean, you can come here on real estate, but if you don't know when and not to buy and all that kind of stuff, what's going with the economy, listen to the difference.
Same thing.
Right. So
same thing in the class, in my class on Friday and throughout the week. What I'm learning is that they're wanting to be in business. They're wanting to do bigger things, but they don't have the management plan. They don't have the structure. They don't know what it is. And a lot of times people don't know they need it. I mean, when I was talking about yesterday about, apps, like you're saying, and I'm like, all my finance apps, and I'm giving them some from a technology standpoint, and I'm starting with you. Do you have it's called personal capital. So you can put all your financial information in there so you can look at it every day. If you got $1 in your account, I told them you need to know that $1 is there. If you got 99 cents, you better know I subtracted the 1 cent and I got 99 cents.
So did you come to work weekend?
Yes, you know, I spoke on that.
And Jimmy, when I talked about the truck, badass.
No, I didn't hear that.
Oh my God, Miss.
I missed that one.
Oh, you're talking about paydays?
I missed that.
So I talked about, so this is how I set it up.
Okay.
I said, y'all ever been in the store and you see one of them kids
Oh
just fall out on
my
the floor
God.
and you just want to take them in the bathroom for 5 minutes and give them some act right? He said, no, the bad kids that tell their parents what to do. And you ever see Maury or whatever, they be like, oh, I just can't control them. You be like, what you mean you can't control them? Like, right? My mama, so I talk about how my mama just day or two, that's all they need, I promise you, I'm not different. And so we talked about and said, man, we talk about these kids, but the truth is, you got some badass kids. And everybody like, I ain't got no bad kids. That ain't no. I said, just like you got people who tell their parents what to do, and they tell their parents no, they not gonna do this, and their parents don't know where they at. Here's my question to you. You gave birth to money. Where's your money? Your money tells you what to do. It tells you you go to work, you take off. It tells your money, you got some badass kids. Like you don't know where it is. It tells you no. It tells you what you can and cannot do. And you gotta get control of your badass kids. Like
no discipline, no training.
so you like my analogy, right? So when you start talking about where that dollar went, it comes down to managing your kids.
Yeah, it does.
Right. So there's a big. So the point you both making is there a big absence of really, personal financial literacy across the board. And so those people that, if they're professionals, they should be mindful. They should be aware of the news. Whether they watch the news every day or not, they should be aware of the news. But they're not concentrating on it. They're in your space for real estate. They'll say, "Oh, I'm trying to make some money." Because they're just like, I'm just trying to make the money versus understanding how money should be working for you and how you need to be understanding how the whole process works. They're just saying, hey, I want to get in real estate because I heard I can make some money.
Exactly.
That's all that they're focused on without understanding how you need to control and manage the whole thing.
You won't
so
make
that's
money.
the absence.
Right. So for example,
the full one loses money, so the parts.
And oh, I love this. I love it because exactly what you said. If you were to buy real estate right now, it's a seller's market, right? The market's at a peak. You always want to buy low, sell high. This is high. You never buy high because when it's going to come back down, if you buy high and it come low, then you upside down. You do not buy real estate right now. You sell real estate right now. You do not. But if you don't know that right now, and you go out here and you buy investment properties, and you try to
right, that's what people were buying in 2006. They were buying in 2006.
That's exactly what I came back in 2006 to say. What you guys we had 2006, 2007.
But it's a repeat because realtors and people are making money on the ignorance. Because I was told by a realtor here, this market, she said she quit like temporarily and suspended because there's a lot of cash buyers who think that they're in a buyer's market. Why? Because they're portraying it as that. It is a very dishonest market right now. Right? They have, and they're coming with cash deals. I talked to her, then I talked to her owner of her company who has major real estate. He's a commercial realtor in High Point. He's done all our real estate for like 11 years, 12 years. And he's like, Armina, the Spanish church has like 8.2 million in cash buying a facility. Who does that? But who does that?
He was just telling us about the Mormon church.
Yeah. Did you see the tax update you got from the church in the hedge fund? 100 billion. So anyway, so the question is, yeah, they hit it for years. They hit it for years. The Mormon church is $100 billion hedge fund. It's grown over the pandemic. It's grown up.
Billion with the B.
The follow-up is it's grown over the pandemic.
Oh no, I didn't see.
Yeah, I didn't see that part.
Oh, okay. I'm about to wait.
Already. It's grown over the pandemic. So for years, they've had this hedge fund that they built up with managing though. Here's the thing. They're doing something that we're discussing. All of us are talking about If you fail to manage, you will lose what you cannot properly manage.
That's it. Absolutely. No question.
So they learn how that, and that separates the 99 from the 1%. They know what to, even if they don't know how to do it, they know how to manage.
So
They
the
own
key is-
nothing
I
and
mean, so the
control
key is,
Hire
like,
somebody. You know what I'm saying?
if we accept the reality that most people don't understand how money works, or what it takes to own it, control it, and do all of that, we still need to hook them. We still need to hook them so they are in an environment so they can start to begin to learn. So we may expect them to be able to have some basic information already, but we still got to hook them to do it. Huh?
You didn't really want to know?
No. No,
But they
no.
need the results.
They want the results. They want the results, and so sometimes that's what it takes. So if you hook them in a way where they can see them do it, say, great, but you got to learn this along the way. Then their desire can develop, but it's got to be inspired by people like us to get them to be able to develop, to show the value of the knowledge, to show why you need to learn this, and to be able to challenge them and hold them accountable. We just have to do that because not people haven't learned how to hold themselves accountable. Okay, they'll be accountable if they got to do, like you said, be up at 5:30 in the morning, know that, because they just kind of follow. But that's somebody else's, timeline and expectations for themselves. So they don't know how to be accountable. Just like you were talking about with the system he's using with the daughter, the check mark of all the different things, things like that. That helps them be accountable. That gives them a task and responsibilities that they have to follow. And so we just have to be more specific in terms of doing this every week. Huh? Well, but that's how you create it. But we have to create it for them, so it's simple for them to follow before they choose to learn how to do it for themselves.
Or not choose it at all.
So,
While
you were talking, I kind of spit out space for thinking. Right? I like analogies. I don't know. I'm a preacher, so.
Okay, fine, good.
So.
I love analogies.
One of the last sports I watched before the Cowboys was the Steelers was in the Super Bowl and the Bucks. Jerome was from, huh? Yeah, so he knows. It's Super Bowl. They're down by so many points. Touchdown wins the game. Fourth quarter, maybe 2 seconds to go in the game. They're at the goal line. You have the best running back in the history of the NFL. And these dummies throw it. They only had like 2 yards.
Yes, I mean it was.
You remember that, right? You remember?
Well, I know they have to, man. I didn't watch it live, but I heard the conversation.
Right, it was like you didn't use the bus, like you creep. What is wrong with you? Like,
it was an assistant coach making that call, and the head coach said, "Well, okay, I'm supporting the assistant coach."
They lost. But here's the deal. I brought it up based on what you just said. I was thinking of an analogy to go with it. Is that if you don't understand the game of football, you can like football. You can like the way men wear the pads, the butts that they have. Women say, right? You can like the commercials for the Super Bowl. You can like the jerseys and all that. But if you don't understand the game, then you can never win. You can like money. You can like real estate. You can like returns on the investment. But if you don't understand the whole entire process, you will never win. Does that make sense? Like you like it, but you gotta understand how all of it works. It's 4th and 2, fourth quarter, and you gotta pick up 2 yards to win the game. If you don't understand the entire concept of the game, then you make the wrong call, the wrong play, and you lose the whole game. Yeah, it's like trading, whether it's Forex or crypto. You can jump in. I got MetaTrader 4 on my phone. Somebody can download it, put it on their phone, jump into a trade. But if you don't understand certain dynamics,
That's good.
If you can't analyze the market, you go.
Or with crypto.
Same thing, yeah.
You're buying Bitcoin, at $50,000.
And right now it's tanking.
Yeah, it's 30.
I think it's retracing right now.
It's gonna come back up.
But you know why you know that?
But you feel in the pain I bought at 50 when everybody else, you bought at the high.
Right.
You didn't realize, what was happening, the dynamics of the
Or you
dynamics.
selling
We don't learn
because
the
it's
dynamics.
dropping, and you should be buying more because it's dropping, not selling.
Well,
So
at the right
that's-
price.
At the
Right,
right
at the
time.
right
But you have
price.
to understand
You gotta
what
understand
that
that.
cycle is and where the resistance point is.
That's
Otherwise,
right.
You're just buying down.
You know, that's my language.
Those are the things. Yeah, I got into this a while ago. I didn't know any of those things because we get it because the stock is going up higher.
Hey,
But
you get
which-
excited, right? Yep.
Which is fine, but that's the emotional roller coaster. But you got to know not only when to buy, but, when to sell. So you got to have both in line. Otherwise, you're just rolling around with it. So it's about wanting to learn and bringing people along. And so, like I said, we got to hook them into the world, but we got to give them a system to be able to do it. And so the question I'm asking, all right, fine, you've got how many people sign up for people? University.
Right now.
Over 600, 800?
About 600.
Okay, 600, right. So you have a sense of how many are doing their own training, their own self-pacing themselves through the training. I mean, obviously you're calling, getting everybody encouraged and moving, but is there a system for them to be able to move forward that they do on their own? Or must we keep pushing them so that they can follow through?
It's funny you say that because I can't say her name right now, only because she asked me not to.
Okay.
Present to Jim first. No. Can you pause it without stopping?
I don't know.
Okay, that's all right. So
I'm the
we-
cameraman
we-
today. I don't know what's going on over here.
All right, and my educators ain't listening anyway, so I might as well. They ain't watching this anyway, right? So we hired a girl for education. She's been in the class to get on. Cause she's been starting. It's they ain't listening anyway. That's what
Even if it's on mine, it's like we are so disconnected.
Yeah, right. So what her job is to do is come in and actually set up right now, like you got 101, 201, 301 courses, right?
Right.
Beginner, intermediate, advanced. But it's a measurement system. So what I want to know is that if you want a certificate in real estate, then there should be a track or a program of courses that you take.
Right.
Certificate in real estate.
Right.
If you want a certificate in trading, then there should be a track or a program. The program
Right.
is that you're going to take these 5 main courses and then you're going to take these 3 electives and you can pick between the electives. Yeah, all these different electives out here. You just pick 3 or 4 and you class and just stick it, right? And so that's her now. Her is to put these programs together.
Right.
Is to actually.
Well, some of you already have laid out. So,
Oh yeah.
But people aren't necessarily tracking. They need the reinforcement and feedback. Am I on path? Am I
Well,
on
that's their
path?
transcript. I mean, they got a transcript. They got a syllabus. They got a transcript.
Right, but that's them self-managing themselves as opposed to them getting.
So what you're saying is that we need
some
some.
the saying, okay, like for example, you do all the one-on-one courses, but but we suggest you do it all in 4 weeks or 8 weeks. And then we're gonna touch base with you, it can be automatically, every 4 weeks. Okay, this is where you are. Now, are you still continuing the path? Have you gotten stuck somewhere? You need help, or you need to move forward. So it's about giving the feedback for them to say, and that feedback helps them be accountable.
So it's like responsive learning. Right?
Right.
You make an option, we respond based on where you are.
Yes.
Right? You make an option, you get a class, you get a congratulations, you get stuck. You get an email like, hey, what's going on? And if you're still stuck, now I was gonna trigger a phone call from somebody saying, hey, listen, this is what's happening. Be the university, we just want to see, how things going, with your progression of your education or your studies or whatever. Right.
Right.
We're gonna
They
respond.
need that. I mean, honestly, it may feel like a lot, but especially if they're off path. Because if they're off path, because people get stuff because they're excited, but then if they're not following through, then
They're gonna cancel.
Exactly. And so that means once a month, there should be some sort of feedback mechanism, be it in terms of email or phone call. Say, yes, you are on track to complete this on time, or you're off track. What can we do to help you keep that?
That's good. That's good right there. Coming soon to be free.
Well, when you and I just, you had asked me for, to help,
My mentor.
So we both kind of not.
Man,
on
listen.
it, but I knew you were coming down, so we gotta do that.
That's
Right, because, this is stuff, these are things I know.
And you're great at it, right?
Well, I don't know, that's.
Ah.
Don't make me feel pull out the 2006 photo. Sorry, don't make me do it.
That's what she talking. She got blackmail on you.
Oh, I don't know what he got.
What you got to like that?
This is good. This is good. This is getting.
What did you bring?
Oh, I brought up my
Oh,
portfolio.
wow.
My past work.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know if you're in here.
You don't know.
I honestly, I mean, I just brought it.
Oh, so you just.
I think somebody's about to be. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't see.
You don't
Oh, you didn't bring that one?
Okay.
Show the picture.
Okay.
You got the picture. I have it on my computer.
I was sure thought it was gonna be in there, boy. I was gonna. Look.
Oh, she's got a good eye. It's clever. She brought it out.
Okay, so
Well,
we got
check
something going
this.
on.
Dun, 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 dun. Who is this? Y'all see that right there?
That was good, yeah. But they used to do it big though.
That was actually a really good picture.
Thank you.
That's nice. Why you should be proud of this picture.
I am very proud. I tell you. Yeah.
September 911. Elevate your skills, elevate your styles, elevate your life.
I'm sorry.
It was all about
Yeah, it was
all about elevation.
September 9th.
And then you also got up to 10 hours continuing education. Or 10 hours rather.
And that was every year.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? Gonna turn it over.
Wait, it's more? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, y'all had the whole school.
Yeah, so we had over 700 people come for that.
From all over the country.
Yes, right. And they paid $300 to attend, and then of course, flights, hotel.
But
all
look,
that was on.
EMS 9/11.
EMS,
We were
right?
talking about that.
I like it, EMS.
Right, so it's educational and motivational symposium.
Sound like emergency, what is it, medical services?
911.
Right, 911. It
Yeah,
wasn't intended, the pun wasn't intended? Like the EMS
No,
and the 911? I gotta
see now like that, huh?
no.
I like it though.
So yeah, so they had a chance to attend. We offered 15 classes. They had a chance to attend 5. So they got a chance to pick out, the ones. But the key is in terms of, what do you have to do?
How big of a space did you have to put in? How many classes?
They had a campus.
Well, no, it was on campus. Well, this one, it was at the Sheraton.
Okay,
It's
but I'm
the
like,
Sheraton.
oh, that's right.
This one's at the Sheraton.
Y'all had to have how many breakout rooms? Jesus.
Well, minimum 15, but we had 2 rooms. There's 20 rooms because, our staff needs to work. And you're doing all sorts of things. Yeah, you got tags, you got all sorts of things.
That's a lot of moving parts, man.
Well, I mean, but that's what we do.
But my
That's what
mind
you
went to
do.
the campus because
Right.
they ran a whole campus in Kernersville, like a little mini.
College.
Well, yeah, in terms of little village. Yeah, little village.
Better call it village.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, so no, but we've had up to 2,000 people come for an event like this.
Right.
But yes, this is a lot of work. Yes, of course it is. But but that's the point, to get people there, engaged, energized, see our best platform artists perform and learn, and then they're meeting people from everywhere. And that gets people enthused,
And then when they
excited.
leave, they now become ambassadors for Delhi because they got all this energy, all this excitement from this side.
Right.
About it.
Plus, we're selling the products too.
Oh my God.
Right, they gotta come and get the deals and take products.
Information,
So you were able to
double.
point this out even though it's behind something else.
Her mom's got a big poster at home.
Yeah, I had buttons. He had buttons. I was everywhere. For a little short period
Yeah, in
of
fact,
time.
actually, I printed a car magnet this cover. And so that was on our salespeople's car for like at least, 4 months. So it reminds, one for advertising, but it also reminds them every time they're going to salon, oh yeah, I need to talk about EMS, I need to get them together. So you just have to, get them at every point to get them together. So it's a lot of fun.
Right.
But you have to have the right model to pull it off. she turned out to be that.
Oh, the right model. Okay, Miss
All right,
Model.
guys, you guys are too close to me. But this has been our candid conversation, fire chat with Mr. Joe Dudley Jr., George M. Howard Jr., and our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful educator, Armina. And her beautiful daughter.
That is the TikTok guru.
That is our TikTok executive herself.
Right.
And we're going to sign off for now. That's Robert, the photographer, you guys. And we're going to say farewell for now.